I don't know how to fix toilets. I don't know how to fix plumbing. And when I hire a plumber, I just get out of the way.
Yeah. Okay.
The problem is if you know what you're doing, you're going to go in there and do something stupid and try to do it yourself. It wasn't stupid for a while. It's stupid now. I don't go in and write as much code as I nearly used to. But for a long time, my businesses didn't scale because I was doing the traditional, hey, don't work in your business, work on your business. I was definitely fell trapped to that because I could code, I could program, and I could go solve the problems myself. However, I wouldn't have survived had I not been able to solve those problems myself. And I wouldn't have the chops that I do today to work with anybody and hire anyone, feel comfortable in any situation that's technical without that.
Welcome to the Who You Know Show, where what you know is important, but who you know can make all the difference in your wealth, health, business, career, your relationships, and definitely in your life. So I got a couple questions for you. Number one, are you a business owner, maybe an entrepreneur or an innovator, looking to scale your operations or stay ahead of the curve in today's tech-driven world? Tech-driven word. In this tech-driven world, okay?
Word.
Well, this episode's for you. We got Justin Fortier. Am I saying that right?
Way wrong.
Way
That's
off.
fine,
I
yeah.
was way off. Samsonite.
A lot more French.
Fortier.
Fortier. There you go.
Fortier.
If you want to get real French with it, you call it Fortier.
Oh, okay.
And he's the founder and CEO of FYC Labs. He's here to share his insider information, okay? We want some insider knowledge, all right, on what it takes to build cutting-edge web platforms, design powerful products, and create a company culture where people are the ultimate product. So, Justin, thank you so much, and welcome to the Who You Know Show.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely.
Good to be here.
So tell us, first of all, what the heck is FYC Labs, man? What is this?
Give it a guess. What do you think, FYC?
Well, we're in the financial industry, so I think comes to mind like
First year commission.
Yeah, first
Year commission.
Yeah. But that's not right. That's not right. Can't be right.
My favorite is, Chappelle Show.
Oh yeah.
The episode with Rick James.
Oh.
I'll just leave it
That's
there.
not a couch, right?
Is
There's
this
no
a
couch.
PG-13 podcast? You want me to spell it out?
I got you.
No, it's
I got it. It just hit me.
It clicked.
It just
Boom.
Yo, couch. Man, forget your couch. That's what
There
it
you
was.
go.
Okay,
Appreciate
it took me a minute. Okay, I got
No,
you.
okay, so we're a 12-year-old dev shop. Started it right out of grad school, was working at a bar, restaurant group down in San Diego, and we kicked off to, hey, we're building WordPress websites, little rinky-dink things. Ended up picking up a couple big contracts down in Mexico, picked up Remax. We do all of Remax Latin America's
nice.
CRM and property listing tool, and we blew up to become a software development agency in about 2020. And my business partner Graham and I have been growing the business, and we actually created what's going to be really interesting is what I'm going to tell you guys about is our consortium that we've developed called Fractal Group out of the dev shop, being able to spend, imagine you had all this amazing talent sitting around you, they've got bench time. What are they going to do? They're going to scratch their butt? No,
Yeah.
We need to get them building more product. So we've built our own internal tools, we've set up more services businesses, we've started doing some angel investing, so we have a very interesting business model that's kind of outside the norm of a typical dev shop who just basically hires you out staff. No, we have a system and a process that's going to crank out product like crazy, and why wouldn't we use it ourselves?
Well, yeah, and it keeps your idle hands busy.
Idle
right?
hands, yeah, exactly.
there
I
you
hate downtime. Everybody always keep them busy,
Yep.
So especially with remote work culture, right? You can't have people having idle time. They'll go pick up other gigs, they'll go grocery shopping, they'll go to the beach. You got to keep them busy. So last thing you want is idle hands.
Yep. Good.
Yeah, we saw that with all of the quiet quitting. People got bored, I felt like. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
They got bored, and then they just start quiet quitting. Okay, so what do you think the secret is for scaling businesses, right? To scaling your company, because you now have a global presence, right?
Right. So I told you about the consortium, the business, the bar group that I worked at, or before I started the dev shop. So I watched a group of guys come from Spokane, Washington, come down to San Diego, make a ton of friends, and start 10 restaurants in under 5 years.
Wow.
Amazing group. All profitable restaurants, all super hip, all uber cool stuff, right? And I watched what they did is they built an operating system. And they set up different LLCs, different entities each time, but they all ran off the same operating system. So whenever someone was at one restaurant, they were getting burned out, they couldn't get quite enough shifts, back to the idle hands, they didn't leave the family. They just went and worked at another one of the restaurants. So what we did was we built a very similar operating system for our tech businesses so that I could take talent from product A, move them over to product B. They picked up the code base immediately because it all was the same code base. They picked up the project management immediately because it was all the same project management tools. HR was the same. The communication styles were all the same. I could use the same email addresses with a bunch of aliases. So we built an operating system that allowed people to just, that's scaling multiple businesses, by the way. You have
Right.
scaling business.
Right.
That's a different model than a lot of the folks who are super hyper focused on their, as founders, going out and raising money and using that money to hopefully hit, create market traction. But instead, we're scaling out multiple businesses on a single layer operating system that's been really effective so far.
Yeah,
So that's been our secret.
That's innovate. Yeah, and I think you're onto something, because from a founder's perspective, right, CEO or founder, you're trying to grow the business, and I think a lot of these people might have it wrong because they're not scalable, and so they're not putting the key components into play that make it
Or they can't keep a key component. So you don't need a full-time marketing person in 0 to 1, right? There's
Right.
no product, there's nothing to market. But you need somebody who's there who's helping guide the product along. So then you go out and hire this super expensive fractional CMO. The CMO's not really interested. But if you have a CMO who's kind of like having general counsel within within a larger organization, you have
Sure.
that counsel that knows all of our different businesses, or that fractional C-suite person who comes into all of our different businesses and say, hey, I can help you run all these because it's all the similar operating system. So now you're getting higher ROI, less diminishing return on your fractional workers because they all know the systems. So yes, those key components that they can't really put in place because they don't have enough work for that person. So that idle hands, I need people busy. If you know anything about me, I'm keeping people busy all the time. I love
Yeah.
giving people work.
Okay. Good.
You're like, you ain't gonna sit around here.
I don't think
Exactly.
and I don't think, to go back maybe a couple of steps, I don't think we ever got what FYC really was.
Oh, it's a secret.
It's a secret. Okay, secret sauce. Secret sauce.
I'll tell
All
you
right,
one
I like
thing
that.
though.
I
So
like
we try to pick up interns down. We started the company in San Diego, and I went to San Diego State University, and I said, hey, I need to get some interns. Oh, submit your information. What's your name? I put in my blah 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 LLC. I'm sorry, sir, we're not going to be allowed to list your internship posting because your name is vulgar. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave it to the
Okay.
imagination.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
It really
All
is
right.
Dave Chappelle. Shoot. Hey, okay, so to get to where you're at, obviously, unless you are just launching and have most companies don't just have a smooth sailing. There's usually some bumps along the way. What were some of those bumps for you?
So I have a phrase that I say: I don't trust anybody who doesn't have any scars, right? So I will never work side by side next to somebody who hasn't failed and had a breaking point. A big one for us was early days. We had this client built this huge project, right? In early days of the company, I never imagined people didn't pay on time. This is naive
Go
and
figure,
stupid, right? Turns out, I thought 30 days meant 30 days. I already
Net-
spent the
net
money.
30.
Everything. Yeah.
I told
Net
you,
30.
net
What's
30.
going on? What's going on? Why aren't you paying? So I
Because
remember.
I have bad credit.
Oh, I should have checked that first.
Yeah. Right.
So I learned real fast after that. But actually, we're building an accounts receivable platform for specifically that problem because that's near and dear to my heart per this story that I'm about to describe, which is those are the bump and bruise that I remember the most. Was I was sitting outside of Comerica Bank because I wanted to do a draw on our credit line, cash draw on our credit line, and they said, no, we can't do that. You don't have enough credit history with us, so all you can do is use it as a credit card. And your cash advance wasn't enough to cover payroll because somebody hadn't paid me. And I was sitting outside, and I remember the wind whipping my face, and I was tearing up. I wasn't really
It
tearing
was a win. Right?
It was a win.
Yeah,
It was a win.
Some dust, man. Some dust.
Right, so I'm sitting there, and I remember that moment very vividly today, going, I'm not going to be able to make payroll. I'm not going to be able to pay these people. They work their asses off for me, and I got to go back and face these people face to face. Turns out there was a overdraft protection, so I just wrote the checks anyways. That overdraft protection kicked in and covered it anyways. So at the end of the day,
You're
it
like,
didn't really matter.
I was going to bounce a check to make this happen.
Right, exactly.
Hey. You
I was
gotta do
going to
what
make
you
it
gotta
happen. So I remember that bump and bruise real vividly, and since then I've been on a mission to make sure people get paid on time. So we have a really cool, mentioning those platforms that we built in-house, there's something called Accrue. People can check it out at accrue.co. It's an accounts receivable automation platform. Sends out reminders automatically and sends out something that I can't believe doesn't exist today, which is a statement view that makes sense, right? You guys service business workers at all?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you send out a statement and it's a stupid PDF. It's not interactive. You can't interact with it, and no one wants to read these dumb things. But yet you can go to your Verizon bill or your electric bill or your cable bill, and you can see a statement of all the things that you paid and what your billing is right now. And you can one-click pay all my bills at once. Why doesn't that exist for service providers? It doesn't make any sense. So I got to send this stupid QuickBooks invoice, 17 invoices over. I got to write up a dumb email. So we've made it this really intuitive statement view. It's not. There's no AI.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't need AI.
It's organic.
Some solutions are basic and just need to exist. So we built that. So because I'm on that mission to get paid on time. So that was the biggest bump and bruise, was learning real quick that people don't pay their bills on time.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a naive entry point for me.
Yeah, and just to make sure you're keeping cash flow positive, right?
Right?
So you said AI. Okay, so let's talk about.
I said the,
Yeah.
You
He
said the
it.
dark
He
word.
said it.
You said the word.
It's over.
You know what I'm saying? We got Elon Musk robots on the way. Okay,
You
they're
see
coming.
You see those robots?
Yeah, they're pretty cool, man. We got chips gonna go in our brains. We got robots coming. We're sending ships to the thing.
I heard the robots were Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah?
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People behind the curtain.
I've done it.
Yeah, the man
I've done
behind
it.
the curtain.
I've done a demo. You want to hear a funny demo story? Okay, so we're running a demo for one of our products one time, and I look, and in the corner, because I'm paying attention to the errors that are occurring, I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna break. This is gonna break when he clicks on this. I pull the projector plug out, and IT comes in. Everybody's running around. In the background, I slack our guys back at the office. Say, hey, you need to fix this right now. We're in a big demo right now. You need to fix this. They come in, make the commit, push the code. And I go,
projector's
I
back
found it. Oh, it's right here. It just came unplugged, guys. Sorry about that. So I get it. Elon, I'm right there with you. I've done it
Hey.
before. Everybody's Wizard of Oz.
Were you the smoke or were you the mirror?
Exactly.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so going back to that.
So my
What's-
question was on the AI, right? Like, how is that impacting your business positively or negatively? Where do you see that things heading?
I mean, when people say AI, they're mostly talking about LLMs and GPT, right? That's kind of the new thing. I mean, AI has been doing things for a long time for us, right? But
Right.
really the hot button issue right now is how is GPT and LLMs and generative AI impacting small businesses like mine, especially dev shops like mine. And our teams are cranking, right? It's incredible. Some of the stuff that they're pulling out. Products are going to come to market faster. Your product better get to market faster. And now it's go-to-market strategy.
Yeah.
People are going to be building the same thing you are very fast. And if your team's not using AI and you're not using Copilot and all the tools out there, you're stupid. You're wasting your time. Your team can build a lot faster with those.
Yeah.
But that's the thing I'm seeing right now is you better have your act together in your go-to-market strategy. You better get traction as fast as you possibly can. Your moats are going to get harder and harder to create because AI is going to be able to beat those moats real fast.
Well, and that's something that David O'Hara brought up, president of Improving, in his interview segment just a couple of segments ago, which was, they're actually looking at cybersecurity with AI because that's a big issue of your coders putting in the code and then it being cannibalized.
Yep.
Right? So how are you guys addressing your
So we
security
actually,
stack?
back to that group again, the Fractal Group, we've actually picked up 2 cybersecurity companies. So we do some acquisitions in here as well. So we've picked up cybersecurity companies, built up a couple of our own, and we're building up those chops real fast because we understand that the risk is there. When you say cannibalizing the code, yeah, it's a race right now. And cannibalizing, that's more of an IP problem versus a cybersecurity problem unless somebody's doing something stupid and putting in API keys, right?
Right.
Which one of our tools does a really good job of scanning your front-end website to make sure no developer accidentally exposes an API key. It's called Attack Vector. It's Attack Service Management tool. It's amazing. I use it on all of our CI/CD process. So as soon as the code goes live, I run a scan immediately to make sure nothing stupid's been pushed out. So I can do that so far there. I can't obviously go in and monitor my employees with everything they put into GPT.
Sure.
We do have our own protocols. We put people through training. That's the best you can do right now. But it's going to be an interesting time to be preventing stuff like that. So I don't know if there's tools out there that people are using that can ensure, hey, you just put some stuff into GPT, or maybe there's a GPT wrapper, another GPT wrapper, that prevents me from putting in something that is potentially puts my company at risk. That would be a pretty interesting product. So if anybody knows about that, is there one that knows about it?
I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
let's find
out.
it. If not, I'm writing it.
Yeah, get with Justin. And
It's coming soon.
I see Trevor's head kind of like spinning because
look.
he's not the tech guy.
No, hold
did I-
on. Let me just say something, okay? First of all, I don't understand what you just said. Number 1. Number 2, you're smart about it, though. I can tell. I'm like trying to hang with him. Like, like you're fast, too, the way you talk. I like it.
But
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
but that's and so he had a question in here, which is CEO, CTO, and you're both, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you really are both. So talk to us a little bit about those challenges and like wearing these different hats and how your life has been.
So
with
I'd
that.
say the hardest part about that is, for folks who aren't technical or this is like here, I'm trying to think of an analogy here real quick. I don't know how to fix toilets. I don't know how to fix plumbing. And when I hire a plumber, I just get out of the way.
Yeah. Okay.
The problem is if you know what you're doing,
Mike,
you're going to go in there and do something stupid and try to do it yourself. It wasn't stupid for a while. It's stupid now. I don't go in and write as much code as I nearly used to,
Okay.
right? So, but for a long time, my businesses didn't scale because I was doing the traditional, hey, don't work in your business, work on your business. I was definitely fell trapped to that because I could code, I could program, and I could go solve the problems myself. However, I wouldn't have survived had I not been able to solve those problems myself. And I wouldn't have the chops that I do today to work with anybody and hire anyone, feel comfortable in any situation that's technical without that. So I don't regret it in any means.
A benefit for sure.
I had an amazing mentor.
I get that.
Yeah, right? So
yeah. Like, just because you can doesn't mean you should. But to your point, because you did,
I can.
you got your hands dirty. You can, so you understand the fundamentals. And
you go back to Elon, and regardless of Elon's positions, your political positions on him, his moral life that he's lived, the dude is smart, and he can actually go and he could be side by side with those programmers if he wanted to tomorrow.
Sure.
I mean, he's incredible. He's incredibly intelligent. He's right there with them. They might call it micromanaging, but he's just contributing and understanding at the product at the detail level that I feel very comfortable doing as well. I like that. I love getting in the dirt, right? Like you said,
get your hands dirty. Yeah.
Get my hands dirty because it helps me understand the larger picture as well. So I like to go in and out of that world.
Well, and I respect that, right? I mean, a good leader doesn't ask their people to do something they can or wouldn't do.
Exactly.
Right?
And that goes through across all we do. I taught myself how to do all the design as well. My design's not as great. Our head of design is my wife, so I have to be real careful with what I say I can and can't do across the board there. But yeah, I've learned the design part. I learned the marketing side. I'm just like that. So I was going to mention I had a great CTO, CEO mentor. I worked for a blockchain company called XYO between 2017 and 2020. This company was doing really cool things, bringing IoT data onto the blockchain through these really cool consensus mechanisms. Forget the whole crypto side of all that. Just the technology was amazing. And this guy was so smart on the technical level, but he's also an incredible CEO. And I just got to learn from him, also South African. So maybe it's something in the water in South Africa, like Elon. Also, my CTO mentor is also South African. Those guys
what's up with that?
I don't know. I seem to be drawn to them.
Must be in the food.
But I learned a lot from him, and he was the same type. He could walk into any room and at least be one of the smartest. Not always the smartest person in the room, but always one of the smartest who could have a engaging conversation with anyone, and that I looked up to.
Look, I'm definitely not the smartest on this table, that's for sure.
Well,
no.
You don't always want to be the smartest.
No,
right?
no.
I mean,
I'm just like,
I bet you think you can kick my butt on how to run a podcast, and probably speak to ladies.
No, you're a bright guy. I'm following.
Appreciate
I'm
that.
tracking. I just some stuff I'm like I don't know what you just said. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool though. I love it.
Yeah.
So okay. So what would you say? Okay, I think we talked about some of the challenges. What did you say the biggest challenge was again?
Getting paid.
Getting paid. That's right. You said getting
money.
paid.
Getting money. Right.
Yeah, you're like, I need that money on time. All right. Well, let me ask you this: moving forward, where do you see your company in the next 5-10 years?
So we got a lot of them. So it's going to take a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many?
So we have 11 different entities that are under the Fractal Group. So
Nice.
whether we are the controlling interest in the entity itself, or we started it in-house, right? So there's 11 companies under there. We are looking to expand each of them with the operating system, just build that up, and we're looking for builders now. So again, going back to that point of just because I can doesn't mean I should.
Right.
So now we're in this recruiting phase and this sort of building a system that is too good to fail, and then be able to put somebody with talent in that position. So we're looking for CEOs, we're looking for CTOs, we're looking for those leadership positions, and we need to figure out how to do a pipeline of that. So what I see happening is us placing CTOs, CEOs, CMOs, COOs. Right now we're all fractional across it, right? We're putting in those dedicated individuals that will actually take it to that next level to either get them to acquisition. We are going to bootstrap as far as we can. The irony is my business partner is like a partner in a VC. His family's got a family office, but we both we don't want to take money.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So probably because he does know those things. But anyways, the point is we're going to bootstrap them as far as we can to either acquisition or to go ahead and let someone else raise the funds for us. So we want to be that 0 to 1 builder. We want to be able to find more people who can fill those shoes. So
all right, so let me just tell you, so the Who You Know show, that what we do is we got a big old audience.
We need those people.
Job seekers, man. That's what we got.
So
I got them, man.
We've got full stack developers, CTOs, CIOs. Yep.
Yeah, we need those. So
what you got, I got it. Know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why you come to places like this, because you get to meet the right people. It's all about who you know.
Oh, yeah, and in this room, right?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
So we are, we're open. We're help wanted.
Yes.
There you go. See,
Open
that's
to
what I'm talking
hiring.
about.
Help
Open to
wanted,
hiring,
yeah.
yes.
The thing is, though, you don't find those people from, the street. You don't put that, there's no Craigslist ad for CEO needed at my company.
Yeah.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Imagine answering an ad
and
to
you
that.
go the expensive route, and you get a headhunter or somebody like that, and you get all these people that just aren't right.
And I love using recruiters for senior level engineers, senior level designers, and kind of technical talent. but it's hard to find those people. They have to be cultural fits. These are again, I know how to do what they're doing. So if they can't BS me, you know.
Right.
So we need the right people. So I'm sure they're out there, and that's why we're at things like this.
Yeah. Awesome.
Well, we got a big old audience of them. Let me tell you something too. Let me tell you about the audience. Let's check it out. A lot of these folks, they worked at these companies, man. They worked their way up to these roles, right? And then a lot of these companies, they have financial issues. A lot of them are stock-owned companies, and when the stocks are down, they're letting people go, right? So you got a lot of these senior level executives, right? And man, it's harder for them to make a transition if they get the axe.
Yeah.
And it's 99 times it's not their fault, right? It was just the money. It's the money.
It's riffs or what have you.
Yeah, big
right?
corporate layoffs because
I need these
money.
people to have some scars though. Let's get into their scars. What are they doing when they're getting building that way up? And there's different scars that I have than they have, right? So they know what it's like after this level of building up to that next stage. So they've got to have some scars when they come to us, and people should own their pain. There's too many people who come out and they talk about how great they were and all the wonderful things they did. It's like the first question you ask, what's your bumps and bruises?
Yeah.
Of course I'm going to tell you that, because that's how you validate that I'm real and that I've actually been through something. So for your listeners, if you're coming to the interview with someone like me who's really looking for real builders, real talent that can actually take things to the next level, embrace your scars, embrace that pain, and talk about how you overcame it, because now I can trust you.
That's so good. I'm going to give you a mic drop for
yeah.
that.
Yeah, you don't want that shiny new nickel. You want that 1976,
that.
Or whatever.
Well,
It doesn't matter what year it is. It's just got to have the right scars.
There you go.
I'm not ageist.
Yeah, no agents.
But no, they come into the interview though. Everybody wants to polish up, man, and they just put the suit and tie on, and they try to put on, and then they want to, like you said, they want to tell you about all the things. Well, I've done this. Okay, great, cool, right? But to your point, show me some scars. Show me how you overcame that, because that's ultimately what they're doing. They're fighting fires, man.
Yeah, show me you got some gut, that you went through something hard and you got out of it. Now, don't show me that you did that again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And again.
You're like, well, you didn't learn your lesson.
You have a pathology, sir.
You just a fool. I pity the fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody got time for that? But okay, that's cool. All right, so hiring, that's what you need right now to take things to the next level.
I think so. Yeah, it's a talent, and you hear about it all the time. But it's talent. You can't put an AI bot in a CEO position. It's just not. We're not there yet. We'll wait for Elon to build that next.
Yeah,
so,
it's coming soon.
The Elon bot, the CEO bot. Well, although I want to hear something crazy. So we built a Justin bot because
fully robotic.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah,
right. I don't have questions. There's too many questions out there for me that I don't have time to answer all the questions. So we built a GPT trained assistant. It's not that complicated. People can do it.
Yep.
What we do is take podcasts like this, we transcribe it, feed it in as a document into the context and the assistant, and then basically any question that comes in, my team can just ask the Justin bot about the company whenever they need a profile or something like that. It's actually really interesting. So it's great for PR, great for automating that type of piece for your marketing teams.
Is it video or just audio?
It's all just prompts now. So it's like you're chatting with me.
Yeah.
But we'll work on the video next. It's gonna be fun.
Well, that's okay. Hey Jen.
I'll be a lot more handsome on that video.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey Jen, have you seen it?
No.
Dude, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So I have a video avatar of myself, and you can make them interactive. So it's just like I hit the little voice icon, and now I can talk back and forth to me and all this stuff. It's crazy.
The cybersecurity side of me is freaking out right now.
You can do Zoom meetings. Check it out.
I know.
You booked a Zoom meeting.
I did see that. You're right. Yeah, I saw that.
You're like, I want to schedule some time with Trevor, and you're like, boop. You get a little Zoom meeting, and then it's a.
I've heard there's still some weirdness. There's still kind of weird bot. Like there's some weird pauses or.
It's a little glitchy, a little bit.
It's not perfect.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
That means we still have value as humans.
But think about the most frequently asked questions, and actually, it's probably freaking smarter than me. It is smarter than me.
It's got more.
It knows more than
knowledge.
Me. Right.
Right, but the wisdom, I'm still trusting on the human intuitiveness.
Absolutely.
And our ingenuity and innovation. We're still there.
But I was practicing with it. Like, I was going back and forth, and I was actually blown away.
Do you ever talk to yourself to figure out how you feel? Work through some issues?
He does.
I need some introspection.
He does. I heard him in the office the other day, yeah.
What are you doing? I'm working through some things. With who? Myself.
I'm getting dating advice.
He's the greatest counselor.
You know what I'm saying?
Is that like the pinnacle of narcissism where you're like, hey, the only person who knows is me?
That is the epicenter of narcissism, yes. We're getting the time signal from Tim. So, Justin, tell us what's next for you, and any last kind of parting thoughts?
Well, hopefully today we win the World Championships.
There you go.
We're representing Welcome Home in tonight's World
Yes,
Championships. So
okay.
we are the dev shop that work with them. Let's go, Scott. Let's go, Welcome Home. Great client, great people. We have been working with Scott for last year. We won Dallas last year.
Nice.
So we've been working with him really closely and just been friends with Scott and Mackenzie, who we were with last year. Great people. This event's been awesome. So that's the immediate next for us. I'll probably go get a beer after that. And then, we're going to try to keep growing our business, looking for more people. So, we'll just keep an eye on us. We're doing cool things. Check out Fractal Group. That's the name of the consortium.
Fractal Group, guys, if you are in the search, here's the man to contact right here.
Yeah. Gentlemen, thank you.
Guys, that's the show. It's all about who you know. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Who You Know Show podcast. My name is Trevor Houston, and if you've enjoyed this episode, consider subscribing wherever you listen and leave us a positive review to help us keep the mics on in the studio. Until next week, that's the show. It's all about who you know.